to be honest, handled it as good as you possibly can with a smile on your face and like just letting everything kind of play itself out. I don't think I would have been able to handle it the way that he did. It's mad props to him to be able to face that and just.
Johnny Manziel has officially blown up the quiet tension in Cleveland. The former Browns quarterback just unleashed a fiery message that's got everyone talking. He says it's time to stop playing games and make a change, and he's not mincing words about it. According to Manziel, the Dillon Gabriel experiment is over, and it's Shedeur Sanders' time to shine. Manziel didn't just toss a few jabs. He dropped verbal bombs on his old team, the coaching staff, and even the entire quarterback setup. He made it crystal clear that he's done watching the Browns stumble while talent sits on the bench. In his words, there's no question about Shedeur's readiness. The kid's got everything it takes to lead right now. Manziel believes Sanders isn't just ready, he's hungry. And the Browns are wasting time they can't afford to lose. And then came the real gut punch. Manziel went straight for Coach Stefanski, calling him out for his questionable loyalty to Gabriel. He declared that if Gabriel doesn't start showing results immediately, then Sanders deserves the keys. No excuses, no more waiting. This isn't about patience anymore, it's about survival for Cleveland's season. Manziel's stance shouldn't surprise anyone. He's been a longtime supporter of Sanders, even calling him great in a past interview. He praised Shedeur's calmness and focus under chaos, saying the young QB has a level of composure that's rare in the league. Reflecting on his own career, Manziel admitted he might have crumbled where Shedeur stays cool. That's some real self-awareness, and it just shows how much faith he's got in Sanders' rise. That calm, confident attitude, that's exactly what makes Shedeur Sanders stand out from every other young quarterback in the league. Johnny Manziel says it best. This kind of leadership is what Cleveland's been missing for years. He's convinced that if the Browns are serious about winning, they need a quarterback who commands the field like Shedeur does. And this time, Manziel isn't whispering it. He's shouting it loud for everyone to hear. He's fired up, and he wants Sanders under center now. Manziel reminded everyone that Cleveland already made a bold move by letting Joe Flacco go, supposedly to make space for younger blood. But now, that plan looks like a mess. Their first pick hasn't delivered, and the Browns are running out of excuses. Johnny's message is simple. Give Shedeur the ball. He swears that one move could not only fix the team's offense, but also light a fire in that locker room. According to him, Sanders' energy could wake up the entire squad and finally bring back that spark Cleveland's been missing. And Manziel didn't stop there. He went after Browns management hard, accusing them of wasting time and hope by refusing to let Sanders play. He claimed that playoff dreams are basically done unless a major change happens. And fast. In Johnny's eyes, the Browns are staring straight down a two-way road. Either keep sliding into disaster or hand the reins to Shedeur and see if he's the real deal. If it doesn't work, fine. Then use that upcoming third overall pick to draft another future star, but do something because standing still is killing this team. Then came Ocho's bombshell. He jumped into the debate, ripping Coach Stefanski for blocking Sanders' chance and dividing the locker room. According to Ocho, Stefanski isn't just holding Shedeur back. He's holding everyone back. Ocho didn't even bother sugarcoating it. He said Gabriel simply can't make the deep throws this team desperately needs. In his words, if Cleveland wants a fighting chance, they need a QB who can stretch the field, and that's Shedeur Sanders. The message couldn't be clearer. The fans, the players, even the analysts are done waiting. It's time to unleash Sanders. Ocho didn't sugarcoat a thing. He said the whole team can see the problem plain as day. According to him, Dillon Gabriel's struggles aren't some media rumor. They're a real issue inside that locker room. The wideouts are frustrated. Nku, Judy, even Tillman. They're all tired of running perfect routes only to watch the ball sail wide or fall short. Ocho said it's gotten so bad that players are starting to lose confidence in the offense altogether. And unless Stefanski steps up soon, Ocho believes Dillon's time in Cleveland is just about done, unless the coach tries to cover himself by dragging things out. But he warned that if Stefanski keeps ignoring reality, it could cost him his job. Johnny Manziel backed that up with cold, hard truth. He said there are 3 games the Browns could actually win, that against the Raiders, Bills, and Titans, but only if they make the right move at quarterback. When Shannon pressed him on whether Dillon Gabriel could pull it off, Manziel didn't hesitate. He said flat out no. Johnny explained that with Dillon leading the charge, their scoring potential is almost non-existent. He simply doesn't have the arm or the confidence to rack up the points they need. Without a quarterback who can put up big numbers, Manziel said, the Browns' chances in those games dropped to near 0. And he's not wrong. Like fans are seeing the same thing every Sunday. But that's not even the worst of it. The latest game against the Patriots exposed everything. Dillon came out looking sharp early, but once the pressure hit, he completely unraveled. Manziel broke it down perfectly, and instead of playing smart and keeping control, Dillon forced a dangerous throw he had no business making. One play stood out. Instead of tossing a short, easy pass to an open runner, he launched the ball toward Judy deep downfield with a defender right in his face. The throw hung in the air too long, giving the corner all the time in the world to pick it off. That one mistake flipped the game in the Patriots' favor, and the Browns never recovered. Moments like that prove what Ocho Show and Manziel have been saying all along, Dillon just doesn't fit this team. Cleveland's got explosive wideouts built for big plays, and they need a quarterback who can launch it with accuracy and confidence. But Dillon can't make those deep throws, and that's leaving the playmakers stranded, wasting their potential and dragging the whole team down. The Browns are running out of time to fix it before their entire season, and maybe Stefanski's career goes up in smoke. All eyes are locked on Kevin Stefanski right now, and the pressure couldn't be heavier. The fans, the players, even the analysts, everyone's waiting for him to make one simple move: start Shedeur Sanders before it's too late. If he keeps dragging his feet, this season could crash completely, and both he and the Browns might go down with it. The tension's building fast, and nobody's buying the trust the process excuse anymore. Myles Garrett's frustration has reached boiling point, and honestly, who can blame him? The man just had one of the most dominant performances of his career, dropping 5 sacks in one game. 2 of those stops literally prevented touchdowns that could have buried Cleveland. He's out there fighting like a machine, doing everything possible to keep the Browns alive. But what's the point if the offense can't back him up? Garrett's giving his heart and soul, yet every drive keeps collapsing because Dillon Gabriel can't make the throws to keep them in the fight. That kind of effort with nothing to show for it? That's got to sting. You can feel Garrett's frustration radiating through the locker room. He's performing at an elite level while watching the rest of the squad drown in offensive chaos. It's a nightmare for a guy who's built to win, not to waste his prime years waiting on the offense to figure it out. Then came Cam Newton, stepping into the conversation with some serious insight. Newton said what many are thinking: Stefanski can't ignore the locker room tension forever. According to Cam, the cracks are already showing, and soon the coach will have to act to keep his team from falling apart completely. He believes that moment's coming fast, and when it does, there's only one real move left: hand the keys to Shedeur Sanders. Newton's convinced that giving Shedeur the starting role isn't just an option anymore. It's the solution. He said that move could bring life back to the team, unite the locker room, and finally inject the fire Cleveland's been missing. The Browns need energy, leadership, and hope, and Shedeur might just be their last shot at getting all 3 back. Johnny Manziel's latest comments aren't just random shots. They're coming from a man who lived the grind and knows exactly what it takes to survive in the NFL spotlight. This isn't some bitter ex-player ranting online. This is insight from someone who's been deep inside that pressure cooker, who knows the politics, the locker room whispers, and the reality that not every coach knows how to handle real talent. When Manziel speaks on the Browns, it's coming from experience, from someone who's seen both the glory and the downfall firsthand. His criticism of Kevin Stefanski and Dillon Gabriel isn't just frustration, it's a warning. Johnny sees a bigger problem, a system that's broken from the inside. He's calling out what many fans already feel: that the Browns are wasting prime talent because they refuse to adapt. Manziel believes Dillon's inability to make the big-time throws, especially with a roster stacked with explosive weapons, is straight up suffocating this team. The offense looks disconnected, and the chemistry is fading fast, and it's because the quarterback can't keep up with the firepower he's got around him. But here's what makes Manziel's take so powerful. His push for Shedeur Sanders isn't just about swapping one player for another. It's about leadership. He's saying the Browns don't just need a new QB. They need a spark. A player who can lift everyone around him and bring back the belief that Cleveland can actually win again. Myles Garrett's visible frustration and Cam Newton's blunt prediction only add fuel to Johnny's argument. Garrett is playing like a beast, but even his dominance means nothing if the offense keeps falling apart. And Newton's saying exactly what Manziel's been hinting at: that the locker room tension is getting real, and a breaking point is coming soon. Manziel's message cuts deep. This isn't about one bad game or one bad throw. It's about a culture problem. The Browns can't move forward until they face it head on. Stefanski's at a crossroads, and the next move he makes could define not just this season, but his entire career. Right now, the Browns are standing on a knife's edge, and the entire NFL world is watching every move. The tension inside that locker room is thick enough to cut with a blade, and Kevin Stefanski knows it. The players are frustrated, the fans are restless, and the pressure's about to explode. You can almost feel it. The Browns are one bad game away from chaos, and everyone knows it. Insiders are saying that the divide between Stefanski and his roster is growing by the day. The veterans have started losing patience, and even some of the coaching staff reportedly believe that sticking with Dillon Gabriel is no longer defendable. The atmosphere's turned toxic, a mix of resentment and exhaustion. And at the center of it all stands Shedeur Sanders, the young quarterback that everyone's whispering could flip this entire story upside down. Reports claim that several players, including a few offensive starters, are quietly rooting for Sanders to take over. They've seen what he can do in practice. The zip on his throws.
To really realize, like, hold on, dog.
We just got to see what we got in the locker room.
And then this is another thing.
The calmness and pressure, the energy he brings when the team's flat. To them, Shedeur's not just another rookie. He's the spark that could reignite belief in Cleveland. But Stefanski seems frozen, afraid that handing the reins to Sanders might expose everything wrong with the system he's been defending. Even analysts are starting to say it out loud. Stefanski's job could be on the line. If the Browns keep slipping, management might have no choice but to step in and make the change he's been avoiding. As one insider put it, if Stefanski doesn't turn this around now, he won't be around to see how it ends. That's how serious it's gotten. Every sign points to a storm coming, and fast. The locker room is splintering, the fans are chanting for Shedeur, and the clock is ticking down on Stefanski's window to save himself. Whether he decides to trust Sanders or go down defending Gabriel, one thing's certain: the Browns' next move will define not just their season, but the future of this franchise. The drama's about to explode, and Cleveland's never been closer to a full-blown quarterback revolution. If there was ever a time for Cleveland to wake up, it's now. The noise surrounding the Browns has reached a fever pitch, and the spotlight on Kevin Stefanski is burning hotter than ever. The fans are done waiting. The players are whispering behind closed doors, and the media is circling like sharks smelling blood. This isn't just another rough patch, and this feels like the beginning of a full-blown shakeup. Johnny Manziel's words still echo through the league, fueling the fire every single day. His message was clear: change or crumble. And after weeks of defensive struggles, offensive confusion, and locker room tension, it's looking like Stefanski's time to choose has finally come. The team's energy is fading fast, and people close to the organization say the atmosphere feels more like a countdown than a comeback. Insiders are saying that even the front office is starting to lose patience. Owner Jimmy Haslam, who's usually quiet in the middle of controversy, has reportedly been asking tough questions about why Shedeur Sanders hasn't been given a shot yet. When the boss starts asking those questions, you know the seat's getting hot. And if there's one thing Cleveland's management hates, it's wasting talent while the city watches another season slip away. Meanwhile, Sanders is staying composed through it all. He's been showing up early, working late, keeping quiet, and letting his performance speak for itself. Teammates have been impressed with his professionalism, especially given all the chaos swirling around him. One player was even overheard saying, "Shedeur's handling all this better than some veterans do." That says everything. The Browns are standing at a breaking point. The next few games could decide more than just a playoff spot. They could determine the future of the franchise itself. If Stefanski finally pulls the trigger and gives Shedeur Sanders his shot, it could spark the comeback Cleveland's been begging for. But if he keeps clinging to a system that's clearly falling apart, he might just drag the whole thing down with him. Cleveland's fate is hanging in the balance, and every fan, player, and analyst can feel it. This isn't just about football anymore. This is about pride, loyalty, and survival in the dog pound. The Browns are standing at a true crossroads, one that could define the entire future of the franchise. If Kevin Stefanski doesn't face these problems head-on, this team could crumble before our eyes. The pressure is reaching a breaking point, and the clock is ticking fast. This isn't just about one bad game or a few missed throws. It's about the identity of a team that's lost its direction. The time to act is now. Johnny Manziel's bold words still hang heavy over Cleveland. And honestly, he might be saying what everyone's been thinking. He's calling out what many are afraid to admit. The Browns need a change at quarterback before it's too late. Do you think he's right? Should Stefanski finally pull the plug on Dillon Gabriel and hand the offense over to Shedeur Sanders? Or is he risking too much by shaking up the system mid-season? It's hard to ignore the signs. The locker room tension, the slumped body language, the frustrated sideline chatter. Even the veterans look drained, and the fans are growing restless by the week. Dillon's struggles aren't just numbers on a stat sheet. They're affecting morale, chemistry, and confidence across the entire roster. And if things don't shift soon, it could all spiral out of control. So what do you think? Is it finally time for the Browns to stop playing it safe and look toward the future? Should Stefanski make the tough call and give Shedeur Sanders the spotlight he's earned? Could that bold move spark a comeback? Or will it expose deeper problems inside the franchise? And drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. Do you think a major change could turn this team around, or is there something bigger going on behind the scenes? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you're following this drama as closely as we are, and we'll see you on the next one.